my girl be doing the same damn thing. She
They
stay
be
trying
looking
to
at
get
me like I'm
she
crazy. Like,
cracking, she be cracking jokes on me and all kind of shit. Talk about this nigga
yeah.
know the second ghost gonna blink on episode 4 of season 5.
Hey, you know what somebody told me? They said y'all don't make no sense what y'all doing because all y'all do is sit up and talk about the show and what's gonna happen. She was like, just watch the damn show. I was like, man, you just don't get this shit, man.
Nah, you don't get it
I
exactly.
don't get it. You don't get this shit.
But look, reason why, as far as the uncle and auntie situation, I think one of them is his blood auntie, because the fact that that he referred to him as Brian. More than likely, if it was
Yeah,
somebody who was his homie, like that he just a young cat that he grew up to know, he probably would have referred to him as Breeze as
it's
well.
probably pops. It's probably the female. It's probably the lady.
A lot of people saying that they believe that Pop is the one that's actually related. Could be, but yeah, though. So yeah, he did. I think that's gonna what you said about how he looked at him once they said that about Unique. I think that's gonna play a part later. But right now, he's raging. He's a spoiled brat right now. This nigga's not thinking straight. He's so mad at his mama that he's not even using his brain to think about a lot of this shit don't make sense.
Right.
And then, but like I said, but once I think, like I believe, it's gonna be jukebox spark his brain a little bit. He's gonna start to put two and two together and be like, damn, they did try to slight Unique, and and they are, some slick ass conniving motherfuckers. They might have did do that shit.
But what episode is this on right here that you breaking down? Is it seven
Six.
or six?
This,
Six?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm about to get ready to pull up 7 now. All right, so this is 7. It says everything regarding the Thomas family and their crumbling empire is pushed to a breaking point. So typically with these shows, with Power, when it comes to these synopses towards the end, they ain't gonna too much give you shit. They don't, cause like they gonna give you some bullshit. Like episode 8 description, once we finally get to it, the description gonna say the end. Probably they ain't gonna
The
tell you
end. Hey, that's crazy.
Now, the word here is everything.
everything. Yep.
Everything.
Everything falls apart.
So this is basically, letting us know that like Rock and the Thomas family has lost the war.
So Rock make it to the end then, basically.
I believe so yeah, absolutely. I don't think Rock is dying, period. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think she's gonna make it out and she's gonna leave.
Do you think she go to jail though? Man, there's so many damn
She,
questions about this. This
she
shit will
probably
drive you
does.
crazy.
She
But
probably does.
I wonder what for though. What would she go to jail for? Or was Kanan
So
just lying about seeing his mom?
now he probably so look,
Cause he a
that
lying
goes
ass nigga. You gotta remember Kanan a lying ass nigga. I just came from seeing my mom. Nigga
yeah.
smiling. Nigga didn't even come from nowhere. Like they didn't show nothing about him going to a grave site, a jail cell. That's why that's tricky. Cause Kanan be lying his ass off.
So
When they wrote that line, Jay, did they know they was gonna have a spinoff?
I was just about to bring it up. I'm glad you said it.
Mm,
So we got to keep in mind that was episode 202 of the original Power. So
okay.
they could have easily have changed that. So that's why I tell people you can't. A lot of the things that happened before season 5, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It could have
Okay.
changed.
I mean, because if you think about it, Raising Canaan is really the first book, right? If it was in order.
Right.
All right.
Because he Kanan even said he was doing something on the streets for his uncles.
Yeah, he said he was selling Fat Alberts
Seeing
a bunch of miles per hour when
There
he
was
was in
no.
that.
He
that
said him and
that
Ghost and
didn't
them was
happen either.
big good.
Yeah, and he never really even sold for his uncles like that.
That's what I was gonna say. When was he selling for? He never was.
Yeah, that
And
never
he
happened.
wasn't. And he said he was running up 100 miles up and down the block with Ghost and Tommy and them. So what uncle was he selling for at that time? If especially if Lou gonna be gone quick, which we all seem like Lou. It's funny, man. Some of that it don't make sense or maybe we gotta dig deeper. I don't know.
Is what all it is that storyline changed.
Okay. So
Yep. So all that changed, and now the storyline is, he started when he was 15, and he's not going to meet Ghost or Tommy until anywhere between ages 18, 19, around that
so
range.
so just to cut in real quick, y'all don't think Ghost and Tommy gonna even pop up in these, not even in the last episode
I
in a
believe, I
scene.
believe, I do. I think they're showing up the last episode.
Last episode, damn near the last scene. It might just
Yeah,
be when everything
yeah,
over, you gonna see Kanan walking up and see a white boy and Ghost or something. Just one little interaction to be enough to hold us over the origins.
yeah. I think it's gonna be something like that. But yeah, so I think Rock is gonna lose everything in this episode, and who knows? It's possible. Because keep going back to episode 6 really fast.
Jay, y'all still there?
Yeah, you can't hear me? Yeah, I don't think you can hear me. But going back to episode 6 really fast for the chat. Because I know I just said that I believe Kanan is gonna figure out that Snaps and Pop and them was capping this episode. His retaliation may not happen until episode 7. Like, he don't did all that damage and stuff like that. And then he figures out, damn, these ugly ass niggas done played me. And then it's too late at this point. His uncles are gone. He done broke his mama heart. And he might, I think at that point, Rock is gonna be like, I don't want nothing to do with you no more, guy. You can, I'm not gonna bother you no more. You don't bother me, and we just go our separate ways. I could see a situation like that happening with that. I believe Ghost and Tommy is already on the show, but if we follow the storyline, it's Tommy started off selling, which we saw a white boy working for Kanan. Ghost, he was brought into the game. So are you implying that Tommy was selling for him before Ghost was? Yeah, so we talked about we talked about the people that was shaking hands. And that's a possibility, I suppose. But it just looks like that the person whose hand he was shaking looks a little older. It just you can't obviously you can't see no face or nothing, but like that the arm and the hand looks older. So this is after the time jump and they're showing the older, like teenage version of Ghost, more than likely that's not it. But it could be the teenage version. I mean, you could be right with that, and this would depends on if they decide to keep the storyline of how Ghost beat up the boys that was picking on Tommy when they were kids. Also, here's a thing that doesn't match your theory. Like I said, I'm not shooting it down because I don't have concrete evidence, but I would say more than likely that's not how it's gonna go. And the part that kind of goes against this theory would be force.